Am I the asshole for refusing to help pay for a new PS5 for my brother after his was damaged? I, F18, live with my parents, sister, 15, and brothers, 18, 19. We all have assigned chores and everyone but my brother sticks to them. I do dishes and sweep, my sister cleans the upstairs bathrooms, my twin cleans the downstairs bathrooms and mop, and my older brother take out the garbage and is supposed to take turns with mopping or sweeping sometimes. My twin brother does his part, but my big brother will let trash pile up to 3-4 bags, his dishes pile up in his room, and he keeps everything messy. We still continue to do our duties and clean, but we leave his mess for him to clean. I don't mind cleaning dishes most times, but he'll eat cookies and milk and let the leftover mush sit in the cup, and it stays in his room for nearly a week before he sets it on the counter for me to clean. Same thing with plates of food and bowls of old cereal and milk. My brother thinks rules don't apply to him because my parents allow it. I stop going to his room to collect the dishes under his bed or on his desk. He apparently had a cup of water on his desk above his PS5, and due to whatever it spilled over it and completely ruined it. My brother came home and went mad when he realized what happened. He came yelling at me because I hadn't gathered his dishes and it was somehow my fault because had I collected it, it would have been avoided. I understand his anger as he spent $900 on it, but I told him it was his own fault and he needs to learn to clean after himself. He told my parents what happened and they agree with him, and I should do my job so these things don't happen. My brother wants me to help him pay for a new PS5 and I said no. I offered to help pay to fix it, but he insists it'll keep having complications later and wants a new one. I do have the money to help him, but that's money saved for when I can go back to college and live on my own. My dad thinks I should do it because it's my fault, but I still refused. My twin brother agrees with me and says I'm doing right by standing my ground, but I'm feeling conflicted and feel maybe I am being an asshole by not helping him out. I need an outside opinion on this. Am I the asshole? Not the asshole. Why are your parents enabling him? It's a pretty wild stretch of the imagination to say you should cover the cost for his negligence. It's unfair, really bad parenting. Your twin has your back, though. Not the asshole. If he didn't want his PS5 to be ruined, he should have taken better care to tidy his room. He shouldn't get to blame you. This is 100% not your fault. Not the asshole. You shouldn't be expected to clean anyone's bedroom but your own anyway, regardless of whether anyone else does their chores. And his PS5 wasn't damaged by you, it was damaged by him. It was his own cup in his own pigsty. He shouldn't have had water by his electronics at all, and he should have cleaned up after himself. It's in no way remotely your fault, and it's frankly ridiculous anyone can even pretend it is. You shouldn't give him a single dime. He broke it himself. It is 100% his own fault. Not the asshole. So much not the asshole. Why isn't it your mother's fault for buying the glass that had the water that spilled on his toys? Why isn't it the city's fault for having pipes that take water to your home? Why isn't it Sony's fault for making devices that aren't waterproof? It's utterly ridiculous that he's trying to blame you because he's a slob. Number 19-year-old able-bodied individual should be counting on his little sister to come into his room and collect his dishes. You are not responsible for his failures to clean up after himself. Your parents are doing him no favors by letting him escape accountability for his actions. The real world doesn't work that way. Nobody with a PS5 in their right mind would put a cup of water on top of their PS5. There's no way it would hold steady. Seriously, look at pics of the PS5. Not the asshole. Don't even offer to pay to have it repaired. Not the asshole. Lol, he sounds like he's a 12-year-old, to be honest. It's so stupid to put liquids near electronics. Also, he paid that much money for a PS5. Wow. Edit. I'm also baffled about your parents' point of view. And how on earth does a 18-year-old has that much money to spend on a, way too expensive, PS5? Not the asshole. His room. His responsibility. It's not your fault his mess caused damage to his property. Not the asshole. It is not your job to go into your older brother's room to clean out his dirty dishes. Stand your ground. Don't enable your brother like your parents do. I feel for his future partner. So it's your fault that he left water near it and it got ruined. Because you didn't come get the cup fast enough. Not the asshole. Cleaning dishes is one thing, but it's not your job to clean his room or get the dishes from there. Everyone is old enough to clean their own rooms. Your older brother lives like he's 10 years old. Not the asshole. He needs to own up to his own mistakes and not blame you for it. Maybe now he'll learn to clean after his damn self and not rely on his little sister to do his duties. Your parents needs to stop enabling him and let it be known no one is to blame but him. It's kind enough you offered to help fix it, but even that would be doing more than necessary. Let him learn from his mistakes. Not the asshole. He deserves nothing and you should give him nothing. Your job is to do the dishes. That doesn't mean venturing into your brother's pigsty of a room to rummage through his filth to see if there are any dishes. He should be bringing his dishes to you. Your parents are assholes for enabling him. Not the asshole. Your brother needs to clean up after himself and stop blaming others. Had he cared about his possessions, this wouldn't have happened. Not the asshole. Don't help with repairs and don't get him a new one. His filth is his problem. You didn't put a glass of water near his electronics. He's not a toddler. Not the asshole. Your brother sounds very entitled and he obviously doesn't know how to own up to his mistakes. You weren't even in the room, that wasn't your fault at all. Not the asshole at all. A 19-year-old man should be responsible for cleaning his own living space, and I have no idea why your parents are enabling this kind of behavior. Also, if he paid $900 for his PS5, then I'm assuming he bought it off a scalper, as that is not retail price, so he overpaid and that's his problem. Also his stupid fault for keeping cups of liquid near an expensive piece of electrical equipment. He sounds like a lazy idiot and there definitely needs to be a new arrangement made for distribution of housework. Your older brother has the easiest job. All he has to do is throw away trash and he can't even do that. He also overpaid for a console by almost twice the retail price. He's a slob and it's his fault, not yours. Offer all your sympathies if you want, but please keep your money locked up tight. Not the asshole. How is his mess supposed to be your fault? Anyone saying that you're in the wrong is an idiot. He left something that could damage his stuff, and when it did he didn't want to admit he was being stupid, so blamed it on you. Not the asshole. If he wants to avoid these things, he needs to place his glasses or whatever somewhere where it can't damage anything. Also, it sounds like you need to search his room for dishes that wouldn't I do. If he wants the stuff removed, he should collect them to one pile. Maybe two. So you can just pick it up, or best case he brings it to the kitchen. I guess there is the dishwashing action. His own fault. Not the asshole. Don't you dare pay for anything to do with it. Your parents should not take his side at all. It doesn't matter whose job it is to collect plates, cause it's each individual responsibility to look after their room stuff. Beside, what sort of dumbass leave water next to expensive electronics? You're 18 now. Open a bank account and don't tell anyone. Your parents and brother are going to bother you to death to try and get that money. Not the asshole, and I'm proud of you for standing up to them. Not the asshole, but you need to sit down and have a talk with your parents about how they enable your older brother. Blatantly tell him, I know he's your favorite, but my job is to do the dishes. I'll do the dishes that are in the sink. I am not his maid. Stand your ground. Not the asshole. If he's not contributing to the household chores, no one should be expected to do stuff for him either. He's an asshole, and your parents are assholes for enabling him, and putting the blame for his behavior on you. He apparently had a cup of water on his desk above his PS5, and due to whatever it spilled over it and completely ruined it. This is actually an important point. Because the person who spilled the water is at least partly responsible. But not you. Your job is to wash the dishes and not collect them. Sorry to say, dude, but it seems you dad is just a LSER as much as your brother. Not the asshole. Not the asshole, and don't give in. Not the asshole. Your brother is lazy and your parents are terrible for enabling him. It's not your fault that he can't be bothered to clean up after himself and leaves cups of water where they can spill on expensive electronics. Your brother is a double asshole for buying from a scalper too. Do not help pay for repairs. Do not pay for another one. Not the asshole. Unreasonable to expect you to be his maid, and is such a reach to blame you regardless, but also 1. Even if you did go collect dishes in his room, a half-drunk glass of water could reasonable be considered not finished with. 2. He left it in a stupid place, that's on him. 3. How did the glass of water spontaneously fall over while he was out? Strongly suspect he knocked it and is trying to shift blame, or more info required. Bonus: how lazy does a teenage boy have to be before they want their younger sister rummaging around their room? Especially if he's leaving shit everywhere. Like, does he really want you looking under his bed, checking over his desk? In his desk? Anything in this wardrobe? Better check your coat pockets for cutlery. What? I rarely pay attention to genders, but whenever I read something stupid about cleaning, or some ridiculous nonsense about a man not being responsible for himself, I go back and check. Without fail it's a woman making the post. Not the asshole. He is an adult and should be able to clean up after himself, and the fact that your parents don't agree is mind-blowing. Someone needs to learn responsibility. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. Don't give him a cent. Doing the dishes means washing what's in the sink. Not scouring the house for gross dishes. He is an adult, he just learnt a very expensive lesson on why not to be a slob. Not the asshole. Also, I feel like doing the dishes for a family of 7 is not an equal task. You have been given a monumental chore and it's nothing compared to 5 minutes to take out the trash every day or couple of days. Or to wipe down a bathroom once a week. What the fuck? Not the asshole, it was his room and things, he should be taking better care of his stuff. You didn't knock the glass over, you didn't pile crap up in his room until it tipped and wrecked the PS5. You have literally no fault here, and even offering to help pay for the fix is more than should be asked or offered. Your parents need to stop enabling him. Do not get brainwashed into thinking you're responsible for taking care of a grown man. Not the asshole, and it definitely shouldn't be your responsibility to clean your brother's room. Your parents are failing at raising their son and it shows through his entitlement. Not the asshole. You obviously didn't put the cup of water there. Do not pay. Your parents and brother are giant assholes. Keep your money to pay for college. Jackass spent $900 on his PS5 and then dumped water on it, gets what he deserves. Not the asshole, and your parents suck for enabling him. Not the asshole. Move out as soon as you can. Your family is toxic. Not the asshole. Accidents happen of course, but a grown man ruining his stuff by living in filth isn't an accident, it's his own doing. You're not a maid and it isn't your job to go in his room and clean up after him, and it is definitely not your fault or your job to replace what his own laziness broke. Not the asshole. Your older brother is a spoiled brat. Are your parents favoring him because he was first born? That is ridiculous and kinda toxic. You do your jobs, he doesn't do his. It's not your objective in life to look after anyone. That's a decision you make, not anyone else, and as you have said, you don't want to clean up after him and you have every right. He's 19 and can't even clean his room. I didn't do that when I was like 5, even then it was begrudgingly done. Willing to bet he throws the same tantrums as a child as well. Actually will bet a tenner on that if anyone's takers. XD. NTA girl, your job is to clean the dishes, not collect them. Am I missing something here? You didn't cause the water to spill while collecting other dishes in his room, correct? Everyone is responsible for keeping their own rooms clean and bringing their own dishes to the kitchen. Period. I spilled water from a shelf onto my new laptop and ruined it. 100% my fault. Not the asshole. Your parents were fine with him not doing his chores, so why are they harassing you over you not doing one part of them? It's his own fault for endangering his electronics. Not the asshole. Don't pay this guy a dime because you'd only enable him. Just to check. Did you complain about his room to your parents or him before? Not the asshole. It's not your fault your older brother, an adult, is a massive slob. I used to be a huge slob back when I was a little kid. My parents cured me of it by telling me I was responsible for cleaning up my room. They weren't going to touch it anymore. I got the message pretty quick. Taz, here are your brother, an adult, who expects you to pay for something that he didn't take better care of, and your parents who are coddling him. Do they expect other people to pick up after him for the rest of his life? If he totals a car down the line, will they be asking you all to help pay for it? Your parents are horrible for parenting this entitled arse that can't even clean out his own pigsty. This was entirely of his own making. I would not pay for the repair or replacement. You are an adult and do not have to pay for other adults' stupid decisions. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. Don't pay a dime, not even to fix it, and continue to let the trash build up in his room. Make sure your parents don't have access to your money. It sounds like your brother is the golden child. Your parents are enabling and awful. They really suck for not having an ounce of common sense or decency regarding this matter. Wait, did he say it was $900? Because the disc version is only $500. So unless he bought it off of someone online, he definitely should not be paying $900. Should have gotten insurance for it. Plus, he really needs to grow up, because your parents are eventually not going to be able to support this leech and his life will come crashing down. Not the asshole. Ugh. Why are your parents letting an adult keep their room that way? Spoiled milk and food laying around is how you end up with bugs and rodents. Not the asshole. You're not his maid. Your parents are fucked up for thinking you are. He left the glass of water above his $900 PS5. He caused it to spill. He ruined his own PS5. You shouldn't be expected to police everyone's bedrooms for dishes. I would continue not doing so. Stand your ground op. He ruined his PS5, not you. He has to pay for it to be fixed or replaced, not you. Also, get out of there fast. If you don't pay to replace or fix it, expect something expensive of yours to be outright taken or broken, and not paid for. Dude, what the fuck, everyone is an asshole except you. Not the asshole. He should be big enough to take his own damn dishes out of his room. He's a major asshole also if he spent $900 on a PS5, that means he bought it off a scalper. Which is super not okay and enabling the reason why no one can buy them.